When did the loser brother finally come out on top? I spent my childhood digging through the trash to rescue the toys my brother, Travis, threw away. He always got everything brand new, while I was stuck with his leftovers. On Christmas, I had to watch him open a backup Tamagotchi, just in case his first one broke, while I received a broken one with a screen so scratched you couldn't even see the pixels. Even on my 10th birthday, when I asked for a Game Boy Advance, they handed me Travis's old Game Boy Color that was barely functional. It is too expensive, they said, only to go out and buy him a GBA the very next week. If I tried to complain, my parents would just shut me down asking why we should spend money, when my brother's old one worked fine. But everything he discarded ended up in my hands. When I found his collection of trading cards in the trash can, forgotten just like me, I was actually excited. I cleaned them up, fixed his old binder, and whispered, "Welcome to the family." From then on, I fell in love with restoring everything Travis threw out. I kept things in protective sleeves, built custom acrylic cases, and saved my allowance to buy special edition binders. On collector forums, I learned how to repair Tamagotchis and buff out scratched screens. When I finally managed to bring one back to life and posted about it online, everyone congratulated me. Over the years, I made friends in those communities, people whose bedrooms looked like vintage museums. So when Travis would make fun of me, saying my room looked like a 5-year-old lived there, it didn't bother me anymore. 10 years later, those communities had exploded in popularity. My collection, which I started at 6 years old, was now worth more than a fully paid-off house. I never sold a thing, even when my parents scolded me for buying toys at my age. The irony hit when Travis had kids of his own who were obsessed with Pokemon cards. They only wanted the newest packs, and he constantly complained about the prices, saying it was $50 for a pack you couldn't even find in stores. His kids would cry if they didn't get the latest set. Last week, the day before one of their birthdays, Travis showed up at my place looking desperate, with his kids screaming in the background. "I went to 20 stores and found nothing," he told me, looking exhausted. I asked him what they were looking for. "I don't know, some shiny Eevee ones," he said. I went to my room and came back with 2 sealed packs. The kids screamed with excitement. I showed them my collection room. The walls were lined with games, cards, and toys, all intact, ranging from our childhood treasures to the latest editions. Travis mumbled under his breath, asking if I really still kept all this junk for babies. I just shrugged and told him that junk was worth a fortune. His kids, phones in hand, started scanning prices. "Dad, this Tamagotchi costs $400, and this sealed Game Boy is worth $5,000. Travis went pale when he saw his old binder and checked its value online. It was worth more than $400,000. "This was mine," he shouted. I smiled and said it was his until he threw it away. I took care of it when it was worth nothing. That is the funny thing about treasure. To some, it is trash, but to others, it is priceless. Now, his kids come over every weekend, so I can teach them how to preserve their cards, and they do it with a level of respect their own father never had.